What is up, everyone? Jake here from Switch Force. I have beaten the trial of the sword. I have maxed out the power of my master sword, and now I am here to bring you 7 tips and tricks on how to conquer all of the floors both safely and quickly. I tried to keep this video pretty spoiler free. There's no major bosses or major cutscenes or anything like that. There's a little bit of footage from later floors, so if you want to keep the experience entirely fresh and new to yourself, then you can just listen to the audio and not watch all of the footage. But let's dive right into it. My first tip is to scan the room before making a move. This is good if you're not sure how to tackle the room. You can use stasis for this to identify enemies and objects in your surroundings. See those camouflage enemies as you can see in this room, but it's also good because there is sometimes where you need to use the enemy's abilities in order to get different things. So in this one, you have to use the fire from the fire choo-choos to get these treasure chests that are up high by shooting an arrow through the fire and burning down the platform, or like I did, create a little brush fire and use the upwind to get to the treasure chest. My second tip is, if it's your first time through and you're not sure if you'll have enough supplies, enough food, enough weapons, enough arrows to make it through all the floors, search everything. If you're not going for a speed run, you should just search every crate, every barrel, break everything open with a two-handed weapon, and once you've cleared the room, get all the meat skewers, because then you'll feel safe and secure and fully stocked for whatever you encounter next. And that this is a good way, especially when you get to the sort of heal up rooms later on, to make sure that you're all set and safe. Number 3 is to keep your eyes open for secrets or hidden treasure chests. Here you can see that there is one sparking from the lightning because it's metal in the ground, or you can scan the floor with magnesis running around to see if there's any hidden in the ground. But as you can see, when I open this chest, I get a very powerful weapon for the trial, so that'll come in handy later on. This is another one in a different area, and I'll try not to spoil where it is exactly. But as you can see, there's treasure chests hidden throughout the floors, and they do contain usually helpful weapons or extra arrows and things like that. So if it's your first time through and you're not going for a speed run, I would highly advise to search the floors after you clear them to find these treasure chests and collect all the things you can. Number 4 is when you get to around floor 7, every 7th floor about, there is these what I call kind of heal up areas where that gives you mushrooms, and it gives you fish, and it gives you some extra weapons, and it gives you a cooking pot, so you can cook up your food. So I would always highly suggest, if you can, make it to this floor without eating any of your food. Save your food up, because then you can cook it into a much more nutritious meal instead of just eating the berries or the mushrooms plain by themselves. Now you can combine them. You can get some effects like increased attack, increased defense, things like that. Increased stamina if that's what you want to tackle the later floors. But this is a much more efficient way of dealing with your health issue, as opposed to just chowing down on the meat as soon as you get it. So stock up on the food, save until you get to one of these, and then go all out and cook everything you can to make sure you have enough to make it through the rest of the floors. Trick number 5. Now this one I didn't notice at first, but it is very helpful. There's usually fairies in every one of these heal up rooms, and I don't know if it was just a glitch or if it was because I took one step with armor on that it alerted the fairies and they flew away, but that did happen to me where I did take one step and all the fairies fled. So I immediately, every time I get into a heal up room now, I disrobe down to nothing, get rid of all metal objects just in case the fairies have super sensitive hearing, and then I crawl over to collect those fairies because they are wonderful for these trials, because you don't have to cook them, you don't have to go into your menu and remember to heal up. They will just come out of your pocket and heal you when you lose your last heart. And there's different numbers of fairies depending on what floor you are at. Sometimes there's 1, 2, 3. I think there might even be some where there's none, but I would highly suggest taking the time and patience to collect these fairies, because they will come greatly in use in later stages, later floors in the trials. Trick number 6 is to use bullet time. Bullet time, bullet time, bullet time is your friend in these trials. If you can get on a horse and jump off, if you can get to a high building and jump off, if you can get to a tree and jump off, this slows down time. You have plenty of arrows throughout the trials. You can collect tons of them, and you can just pop enemies left and right, get headshots, and it's a great way to make sure that you don't lose hearts while you're taking down enemies. And last but not least, number 7 is to know how elements work against each other, and just know what enemies are weak against in general, because this will save you a lot of time, resources, and health. I only am showing one type of element here, which is the fire against ice arrows, but as you can see, you can one-shot these enemies, which is very helpful in the later rooms, because they do throw a lot of different scenarios at you and kind of test your knowledge of the game and how all of the enemies work, interact with each other, and with the weapons that you have. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 7 quick tips and tricks on how to tackle the Trial of the Sword at best. I wish you luck in your journey through the trials. They are fun, they are challenging, and it is worth the money. If you're still deciding on the DLC, go pick it up, have fun in these trials, challenge yourself. But again, thank you for watching. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on everything Nintendo and Switch and all the things that we're doing. Until next time, Switch Force out.